Your body isn't the problem. Your patterns are. Every night you walk into your bedroom believing something outside of you is stealing your sleep, when in reality it's the invisible habits you've allowed to repeat themselves without questioning them. You blame the glass of water, the temperature of the room, the position of the blanket, as if any of these things have the power to control your mind. What controls your night is the same thing that controls your day, the rituals you follow without even realizing. If your evenings are filled with noise, tension, or overstimulation, your body can't simply switch off like a machine. It listens to every signal you send it, especially the ones you don't mean to send. And when those signals are mixed, confused, or frantic, your sleep becomes the same. Your body isn't malfunctioning, it's responding faithfully to the patterns you've programmed into it. Change the pattern and your body will follow the new rhythm. But as long as the old routine remains, your night will repeat itself like a script you never rewrote. You see, your patterns have more authority over your sleep than any late night drink ever will, yet people cling to the simplest excuse because it feels easier to blame something external. It's convenient to say, I wake up because of water, because that means you don't have to confront the deeper chaos you haven't addressed. But your subconscious is active long before you lie down, recording every stress, every thought, every unresolved worry. By the time you reach your bed, your mind is already full, already wired, already rehearsing every tension your day created. Water can't do that. Only patterns can. And when you build a habit of rushing into sleep instead of preparing for it, your body reacts with restlessness. It isn't punishing you, it's warning you that your lifestyle and your rest schedule are out of alignment. Blaming water is easy, but transforming your patterns is where the real power begins. The truth is, your body wants to sleep. It was designed for balance, restoration, and renewal, but it cannot give you peace when your routine is training it to stay alert. If you spend the last hour of your day scrolling, worrying, reacting, or pushing yourself, your brain interprets that as a signal to stay awake. Your nervous system activates, your thoughts sharpen, and your body prepares to handle problems instead of dissolving into rest. So when you wake up during the night, it isn't because of something you drank. It's because your mind is still working on unfinished business. Your nighttime awakening is off. Create a ritual, not a struggle, because your body responds to rhythm more deeply than it responds to effort. When you rush into bed without preparing your mind, it's like expecting a storm to suddenly turn into silence. Your mind needs signals that it is time to soften, to slow down, to breathe differently. A ritual gives your body a pattern that feels familiar, safe, and predictable every single night. When your routine is chaotic, your sleep becomes chaotic to match it. But when your routine is calm and consistent, your body naturally shifts into rest, as if it is following a script written just for peace. You don't force sleep, you invite it. And you invite it through the small actions you repeat with intention. A ritual is a message to your nervous system, a whisper that says, it's time to let go now. Most people underestimate the power of a simple evening rhythm because they've been conditioned to believe sleep should happen automatically. But nothing in your life becomes powerful without repetition. You don't build strength without repeated movement. You don't build confidence without repeated decisions. You don't build peace without repeated habits. So why expect sleep to be different? A nightly ritual is your personal doorway from the noise of the day into the quiet of the night. It creates a psychological transition, a moment of separation where your brain is allowed to release its grip on everything that happened earlier. When you make this transition gentle and intentional, your mind begins to associate specific actions with relaxation. Over time, the ritual itself becomes the switch that turns your body toward rest. What once felt like a struggle becomes a nap. But a drained mind does not rest. It resists, it reacts, it stays on alert. Protecting your peace means acknowledging that your energy is not infinite. It means giving yourself permission to slow down before exhaustion becomes a habit. When you respect your limits, your body responds with deeper, more restorative rest. When you ignore them, your sleep becomes shallow because your nervous system is still fighting to stay alive on the inside. Your phone battery would never survive constant pressure without support, and neither will you. Peace is not something that appears on its own. It is something you intentionally create. Every overwhelming conversation, every unnecessary argument, every stressful thought you entertain becomes another app draining your internal battery. And just like you manage your device, you must manage your emotional load. Close the tabs in your mind that don't belong to your evening. Turn off the notifications of people who demand too much from your heart. Silence the noise that doesn't deserve access to your attention. When you do this, your body feels the difference. Your heart rate softens, your breath steadies, and your thoughts stop racing in circles. Rest doesn't happen in a chaotic system, it happens in a protected one. And when you learn to protect your peace the way you protect your most valuable tools, your nights finally become a place of restoration instead of recovery from the day's damage. When your peace becomes a priority, you stop giving away your emotional energy to situations that don't matter in the long run. Think about how carefully you charge your phone before a long day. You plan ahead, you make sure it's ready, you give it the power it needs. Your mind deserves the same care, especially before sleep. If you end your day with arguments, overstimulation, or unnecessary tension, you're entering the night at 5 battery, and while your body tries to rest, your mind keeps revisiting the unresolved stress that you carried into bed. Sleep cannot compete with emotional overload. Protecting your peace means setting boundaries with yourself and with others. It means ending the day with softness instead of chaos. It means choosing calm even when you feel tempted to run through every worry in your head. And the more you protect your internal state, the more your body learns to settle quickly when the night arrives. Peace becomes a habit, not an exception. Your sleep reflects the boundaries you set, or the lack of them. When you carry everyone's problems, your nights become heavy. When you say yes to everything, your energy runs thin. When you allow the world to rest is the softness you offer yourself before the night even begins, the choice to let go instead of replaying every worry. When you tell yourself you deserve calm, your body responds by opening the door to deeper restoration. But when you go to bed feeling unworthy of slowing down, your mind stays guarded, tense, and unable to fully surrender. Rest requires worthiness, and worthiness requires acceptance of your own limits. The moment you believe you deserve peace, your night starts healing you instead of merely pausing you. You deserve rest, not just sleep, because exhaustion becomes a lifestyle when you treat yourself like a machine that only stops when it breaks. You've been strong for too long, carrying responsibilities that would bend anyone else, yet you rarely stop to acknowledge the pressure you endure. Rest is the moment you honor your humanity instead of running from it. It's the breath you take before your mind collapses under the weight of unspoken expectations. When you allow yourself to rest emotionally, your nervous system loosens its grip, your heart stops rushing, and your thoughts soften into quiet. Sleep alone can't give you that. Only rest can. And when you cultivate that inner stillness, the night embraces you instead of interrupts you. Your body stops fighting for balance because rest already created it. You become aligned again, connected again, whole again. Rest is not laziness, it is self-respect in its purest form. You deserve rest, not just sleep, because your mind cannot heal inside a storm it hasn't escaped from. You carry memories, fears, conversations, decisions, and silent battles that no one sees. If you don't let your mind lay them down before sleeping, those thoughts follow you into the night like